Hi, and welcome to the Odd One Out podcast, where I share real life experiences of trials and tribulations of being different that ultimately created my victory story. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and I hope to see you back here again soon. So let's start with first the reason why I created this podcast. Since I was a child, I have always been the odd one out. And when I say the odd one out, I'm referencing being different from members of my family unit or friend group, or just different from that particular setting in some kind of way. And so popular terms that are used to describe the odd one out is, you probably seen the oddball or freak, weirdo. Even when we think about the dynamics and titles that we wear in the family units, which now has become very popular, even the black sheep. And so, what does that mean to me, being the odd one out? In a lot of ways, being different has its advantages, and then it also has its disadvantages. And unfortunately, with the society that we live in, if you do not fit in with a particular group or setting, you will often find yourself feeling alone, whether you're in a room full of people or even when you go home, just feeling like no one understands me. No one gets me. No one's taking time to truly understand who I am at the core, just because I don't seemingly on the outside appear as the same as them. And so for me growing up, it truly started in my childhood. And now that we as a society are now starting to prioritize our mental health, and we're seeing that if we don't have our minds, just like if we don't have our good health, we don't have anything. And that is because what we think of ourselves, what we think, how we utilize our mind on a day-to-day basis truly does shape our reality. And so if you did not embrace or were not embraced being different during your childhood, that could have resulted in bullying, people, making fun of you, or even say like on movies, how they have people don't even want you to sit with them just because you're not like, like them. And so during my childhood, I experienced trauma, and it started in the home. And unfortunately, it affected how I showed up at school, in the classroom, friendships, as I grown as an adult, relationships, jobs that I chose, just the environments that I allowed myself to be in for an extended amount of time. And that is because being the odd one out, if it's not embraced by the people that's closest to you, i.e. your family, then it's going to be, even 10 times harder for when you have to go out in society and find your tribe. And so how I recognized that I was, different, or the odd one out as a child, not only was because I was experiencing childhood trauma in the home, it it was not just because of clothes that I wore that were probably different. It was the mindset that I had, the way that I perceived challenges, the way that I expressed myself, having a more quirky personality. It was definitely seeming differently than others who I was surrounding myself with. And so the more that I grew within myself, and I started to see that, being different is actually an advantage. It's not a disadvantage. And, starting in the home, people in your family can make you feel like if you're not fitting in with them, then something must be wrong with you. If you've experienced that within your family dynamic, please comment below and share your story with me. I would love to hear it. But moving forward, just from that, is if your family is not accepting you for being different, and you can find yourself in rooms where you stand out from the crowd, then typically you may not speak as much. You may try to hide who you are, just because you may have those thoughts where, if my family didn't accept me, why would these group of strangers accept me? Well, I'm here to tell you that I think being the odd one out is definitely a superpower. And here today, it's time to make a decision where we're going to say, hey, me being different is actually what's going to allow me to forge forward and create the best life for myself. Has anyone ever put those labels on you that you're different, or that you stand out from the crowd, whether it was in a positive way or a negative way? I really want to hear from you. And also, please even comment below and share different topics that you would like to hear from me in regards to being the odd one out. And I'm just so grateful that we have this moment in time to share and create a community with each other. And I look forward to talking to you all soon.